Signed by proper. Oh god.
They're about to go into their match against Team Falcons, but I just wanted to really quickly talk to you. I mean, this is the
he has the ultimate Peter Parker hair. Honestly, you know, I'm seeing it. He does have like the teenager, like superhero teenager like cut.
Both teams are very strong, so I'm hoping for a very competitive match versus Falcons.
I totally agree as well, because I talked to Proper yesterday actually.
Why is Danny jacket so large?
It
is pretty big.
Really large jackets. He does this, yeah.
He's a fan of Baggy, but Baggy's in. Baggy's in right now though. Like Baggy is like the wave.
I think Korean fashion has a lot of baggy clothing now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like
no,
kind of-
Baggy in general is in though. Like
In general?
Baggy's just in. Yeah.
I prefer to wear tight.
Yeah, you
tight as
like to be
possible.
exploding out of your pants.
Tight as possible. I like to wear whatever those yoga pants the girls wear at the gym. I wear those too.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll wear those too.
I mean, honestly, respect.
I'm at a point where I'm going from.
I can tell you this: it's not shaped properly for your bulge. It is not designed.
They don't have bold
For that purpose.
bold shapewear.
Are you nervous?
There's no bold shapewear.
Sort of going up against your idol, I guess.
Not in the women's section. They didn't sell that specifically.
All right, Zero. Well, I'm gonna let you go because you have to get ready for the match.
Avril opened a bakery so we could see his cakes.
What is this
When I wake
first
up at
scarf?
5.
Energizing win for parentheses any team playing against Falcons. You really hope to see parentheses any team playing against Falcons have strong showings, especially against opposition like this. Again, it was a good match, and I'll definitely continue to support any parentheses any team playing against Falcons in the future. Fantastic game, guys. GG. Good luck next. Incredible stuff. It's like I was like, they're clairvoyant. The guy, he used to be in this chat a lot, and he's in collegiate esports now, and he responded to the NRG account when NRG keeps on losing because they're about to not make fucking Toronto for Masters, and it's like, here's the formula for the NRG social media account, and it's like, oh, like, we're gonna do it this week, we lose, silly. And I'm like, I'd always makes me laugh at someone that's worked, like, it literally worked for NRG, but also just social media in general, because it's like, what do you want these teams to do when they're getting shit on? Like, because anything they do is gonna get shit on. Okay, let's go. Let's watch it.
I'm 14, 13, 12.
I'm at 10,
11,
9,
10.
8,
Alright,
7.
alright,
You should
keep
catch up to
counting.
me.
Hold up.
6,
I am.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Go
0,
longer?
29, 28, 27, 26, 25.
Okay, good.
24. There we go. Okay, let's fucking go. Malga time, everyone. Okay, honey, it's time for your Malga time.
When Malgan o'clock. Malgan o'clock.
And Nightmare playing Hazard, which makes a lot of sense, especially with
So it's
Ramatra ban.
Lucio, so it's first ban Ram, which is kind of smart because it removes the Ram Brawl option away from Cuffer,
Yeah.
forces them on to only Hazard, essentially.
Oh,
Hazard
Admiral's
and
already dead.
Winston, which I don't know if they want to do
Oh,
that.
and the
Okay,
dives in the back.
We got real proper killing Admiral. When is White Proper going to show up? Okay, White Proper.
Unfortunately, it's a little late. I think it's a little late for White Proper to show up. I think it's a little late. I mean, they do have the Hazard in their pocket, but it's definitely not as good as Ram.
Is Nightmare are actually running the Malga backline with the Lucio, the Juno Brig. The
Yeah.
Falcons are not running the Brig Juno, which I find quite interesting. I think it's possible that Fielder, he assumed, or Falcons General had assumed that Nightmare would run an Ana to start with and wanted to go for the potential Ana counter. Is what my read on that is.
I mean, I can't think of another reason because Brigida's better at pocketing, honestly. So
Just brawling with the Malga, just getting in with the Malga and getting deep in that cage and all that kind
wait,
of shit.
my Whopper, my White Proper is dying. My White Proper is dying. Wait, they're trading though? Some trades here, White Room. They get Fielder as well. And they get the flip. Okay, wait a minute.
With that pick from Lethal, are we actually gonna take a look at Lethal? Maybe even getting.
They get the flip here. They're gonna do overclock early.
Lethal's first on ult. Despite Stalker's first picks, Lethal's first on ult.
Yeah, he's been kind of
By a
shooting the
good
fuck out of
margin
him.
too. And actually, despite dying, Zero is going to be above proper on ult charge as well. Very interesting. No player cams? True. I didn't even realize.
Oh.
I just noticed that now.
Oh,
Good shot. Good shot.
Lethal. Nice. They get Chio too off the dive. They have the slides and then get out. Dude, wait, Nightmare, they're doing it. They're at least looking good. They're at least looking pretty good.
The Lethal OC timing was big. Obviously, you can whiff on the OC, but the fact that he got that and then just hit the shot straight away, slowing down Fielder further and getting the orbital ray out of Chio. The fact that Chio would 4v5 orbital and then die straight away is huge. I don't hate the 4v5 orbital, but man, it is definitely a risk.
pretty shortly. And so orbital ray advantage for them.
That is a good point. One team is getting to shoot Malga, and the other team is not. But
that's the problem though. Hey, you buy into that matchup. If you're gonna run the Malga, you have to accept that your Malga's gonna get shot.
yeah,
That's the weakness of running Malga. Falcons they better be ready for that.
so true. Okay, dude, Proper's getting. Oh, dude. Oh, he said. Okay, they got him, but they're gonna trade.
And they shut down Stalker.
A good
They shut down
downpour.
Stalker.
Actually, such a good downpour on Stalker too, because they knew he was gonna be on the flank.
Perfect. I don't know if I like the cage here. Does he kill Cuffer? Why is
I mean, he
Admiral milking?
does,
Can
and he forces the
Admiral
rally.
milk, dude? Why does Admiral should have rallied to save Cuffer? Why rally late? I have a huge problem with Admiral always milking his fucking ultimates and not using his ultimates in time to have the win condition secured. He waits till Cuffer dies and then he rallies.
It's I think he's just like playing on the edge. He's like, well, the longer I milk, the greater it becomes.
He loves edging.
He loves
Like,
edging.
edge is so
He
fucking
loves
hard.
edging, man. He
edges
really does.
Incredibly hard.
Hopefully he's going to be able to build up to the EMP because that's really what the Sombra is trying to accomplish here.
I mean, it is a risk reward. It's definitely a risk reward, and he's definitely been getting not rewarded comparatively. He's been milking a little too hard.
It's like not the first time. I've seen him do this
Ooh,
so
good
many
blade.
times, dude. He just holds on.
Oh, what a blade. What a fucking blade for Proper.
Okay, that's a proper moment.
Yeah,
When
they don't. I mean,
when
they
Korean
just
Proper
they
enters
had
a
no
server.
fucking ults. They had no
Korean
Suzu. They had
Proper is
used
in
the
the lobby.
dash. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you agree with this, but showing a replay of the thing that we just saw, it's like, yo, we just saw this. I don't know that we need to see the replay straight away. It's kind of weird.
I think if it's something that was caught entirely on broadcast, we do not need the replay.
Especially when we just saw it, like literally just saw it too. It's not even like, oh, reminder this happens. Like, no, we just saw it.
I think it depends if you can add like slow-mo to it or like just quickly talk about, you know, holy shit, we need to see that like one more time. Like the casting needs to complement it like pretty heavily.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the moment though, because the next fight just about started. So
All right, well, Falcons, they Malged all over them. Where were you when Falcons Malged? But I mean, all things considered, that was a pretty good showing. That was a pretty good showing though from Nightmare, and that's the best Malga point in all of Lijiang. So
it is.
So I mean, this is honestly a pretty positive sign.
Well, do you know, to Falcons, every point is the Malga point.
Such a close affair on that first round. You absolutely
Ah,
have to look at Nightmare
Gibraltar was in the
as a
pool,
true threat,
and no,
for Team
but
Falcons. You know, this
they
tournament
do like to
is
play
actually
Malga a
been
lot of
a
maps,
little bit unexpected for
but
them.
they won't do it on
rarely
Kings
see
Row,
them with just full confidence running through an entire bracket. But they
They'll do it for
lost
all of
a match
Lijiang.
to Alcatia.
Probably.
They also had a close 5-1
Great Bandle
series
today. Okay, we might have to do
winning
Bandle
on the
then.
way of
Might have to check it out, Bandle.
And now Nightmare.
It's a good call out. Good comms in the chat.
DP, do you like the OWCS signs in the map in the actual game?
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like, holy shit, it's about time. Like,
Holy, wait, StarCraft 2 reference?
Wait till I tell you that it's only for the OP and not on the live game.
Yeah, Bar not getting banned out.
Well, I mean,
Sarah's
that
actually
kinda
gonna be
makes
the one
sense.
that's going to lock into that choice. And
I wouldn't expect them to change that to like everyone's match, like in game.
They do for Valorant, anyway. I don't know. I digress.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the worst idea if you were to do it every game, but it's just like my expectation would be mostly for the esports broadcast.
Guys, they're Malging all over them. Oh, they're doing
dying
it.
First is
Oh,
a problem,
they're
especially when
doing
Harmon
it. They're
runs in.
Malging all over them. No. My white boys. My white boys.
But you can't see that's exactly the Falcons.
Why would you need it in the game? I mean, you don't need it in the game. It's just like a nice ad.
It's
There's
nice
literally
marketing, like-
no downside for any developer to have like esport banners around a big event in your maps. There's no downside.
The downside is your player base complain about on the Battle.net forums. is the
Yeah,
only
which
downside.
once again, like gamers will literally complain about everything, and so I'm on developer side when it comes to not listening to a majority of feedback from their player
Hummin
base.
dies. Hummin dies. I think Cuffer walled them off as well. That's the one thing that I think, one of the few things that has it plays super well into Malgron. You can just deny the charges pretty easily.
Oh, that was a fucking good Suzu. I think they're gonna lose anyways, but that was actually kind of a sick Suzu at first. I thought they were gonna be able to get that pick, but nope, not quite.
On the board in this round, and this is where we're gonna start to see these ultimates peek their heads up. Fielder with a
Double alt charge on the backline for Nightmare.
Yeah, it's nice.
Trio
It's
significantly
nice.
behind. Trio significantly behind. Very
I mean,
nice.
ideally here they can just like drop an overclock and win, knowing that they're not gonna have double and like try to force the rush and then maybe just like trade out.
Yeah, positioning and rush will have some interesting variables to contend with for lethal. It's possible that Falcons could just, I don't know, if their position is good, they could disengage from it too. They're waiting. Nightmare's waiting. They're losing their advantage right now. Nightmare.
Oh, Zero got caught on the door. He got caught on the door. There was no pocket.
Geometry difference.
LeBron James scream if Zero gets caught first on Lijiang.
Lethal, good kill. Lethal, good kill. Proper's going in. Proper's going
Okay,
in.
they're
5K
good. The ults are
inbound,
good. The ults are
5K
good.
inbound.
Nah, it's just not enough. They should be able to get him, right? They should be able to get him. Yeah, okay, they do.
He got stunned. Yeah, he got stunned. That's nice.
I mean, it was still relatively, like, still relatively expensive, but like, considering you got ults out of Falcons, that's exactly what you wanted.
Look at the Falcons got 4 ults used. That's insane. That's ridiculously good for Nightmare. That's actually incredible for Nightmare. They got everything out of Falcons. That's the whole bank outside of the cage. Stalker on the Sombra. I don't even know what this is about. This could be pressuring Cuffer on the block. Could be hacking Zero out of the sky. Generally speaking, I don't like to see Stalker on Sombra. I don't think this is a good swap.
Well, I mean, they got Zero.
He doesn't carry on this. He doesn't carry on this hero like he does on the other heroes.
I mean, the hack's pretty good here on Cuffo, so they should. Oh no, he's gonna make Mega. They're not gonna get him. They're gonna have to go back to point.
It doesn't get rid of his block for long enough, in my opinion. But we'll see. Oh, where did the downpour go? Did he miss the downpour? Did it get deflected?
I'm not quite sure where the fuck that went. It doesn't matter. Zero finally, he comes back. He comes back against 2.
Nightmare 1.
It's Hanbin versus the world. It's Hanbin versus the world. And the world's winning. The world's winning.
They need to kill him.
I mean, they're gonna get him, but he's lasted a while. He's definitely lasted a bit.
Okay, holy shit, he just wasn't dying. He just wasn't dying, dude.
I mean, is anyone able to touch? Can Stalker touch? Okay, proper touch. Proper touch. Wait, they fucking killed Zero again? They got him on the flank again? No shot. Zero's been getting caught on this flank like 3 times.
Where was he? He should have been with team. Feel the dice though.
Dude, actually, wait, they're gonna lose it. Proper. Oh my god. Oh my god. Zero dying on the flank again, and Proper just literally poo-poos all over them.
Dude, Korean Proper just clutched again.
Oh my god.
Korean Proper just clutched again.
Holy fuck,
Do you know what this comes down to? I believe this is because they failed to kill Hanbin in time. They spent too long. Hanbin lived for way too long. Obviously, the Zero kill was pretty bad as well. But Hanbin living for that long allowed
the Korean Zero. They've done it. They've done it.
Zero swap though. Zero did swap. If he goes down, it's a problem.
No, they're chilling. They're chilling. They do have support ults for Nightmare. They have support ults for Nightmare.
Does Nightmare know they have support ult advantage? Is the question.
But also, they also have to know that Stalker probably has EMP. Okay, so they're going first with Rally.
Yeah, because he hasn't used it yet. He hasn't used it yet, so they have to know that.
Oh, UB doesn't have Ray yet.
Couldn't catch enough.
Can they find him?
No, EMP only got 2. EMP only got 2. It's not enough.
Yeah, but this blade could be nasty. This blade could be quite nasty.
Protect lethal.
Oh, it's not that nasty. It's not that nasty. The downpour got him. It's not that nasty. The downpour was good. Nice, nice. Okay, nice, nice.
Proper must have not had deflate. I forgot his ass. All right, they got him.
Okay, white boys. Okay, white boys.
We got him.
We're back.
Everyone talks about that supportive backbone of Team Falcons, but let's
The EMP didn't hit anyone on the back line, by the way. The EMP was the front line only EMP.
In spades, how much improvement Admiral has
What's the reason Nightmare competing on high level now that good comps pistol? You're asking why they're good now? I'm not entirely sure.
They play
might
good.
Be a mental, might
That's
be a
why.
mental reset after getting dominated in Korea and Soup. Might just been like a lock the fuck in type of moment. Because they are playing better. Zero's carrying pretty hard. Lethal, actually, I think Lethal's playing much better than I saw in Korea. Lethal on Soup Cup was very quiet, didn't do anything at all. Zero was trying. Now we're starting to see Lethal pop in there.
I don't know why I didn't get a...
Yeah, generally everyone's...
I don't know why I didn't get a notification for that, but I think D_Wadi, thank you for the prime. I didn't get a notification for that though, but thank you.
You just gotta lose really hard and then you lock in.
Sometimes you just play good. when nothing
Why is
changes.
NA doing well? I'm gonna argue NA is not doing well. That Nightmare is doing well. Not all of NA.
Okay,
Just
whoa,
Nightmare right
Space Station still had a pretty competitive game versus Crazy Raccoon though.
now. No, you
That's
mean,
just that
you mean
appeal
OA, not
to
Crazy Raccoon.
revisionism. Appeal to revisionism.
You mean competitors OA, not Crazy Raccoon.
Or sorry, once again, yeah, not Crazy Raccoon.
Yeah.
Once again,
We've seen this a couple of times, even though
does Genji reflect block downpour or just for all of downpour or just Genji? Just Genji.
Some of the maps were close, but I think OA started crumbling, and then they got crushed by CR. So I don't know what happened for OA, but they started really fucking themselves up. Anyway.
And take a look at the angle that he's taking. Zera is already going to be able to lock down a lot of his fights. It forced Team Falcons to actually play versus Nightmare in the mid.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot of damage on the choke. There's a lot of damage on the choke. Oh, he's coming in. Look out.
They play advantage. They play advantage.
Wait, lethal? Okay.
Yeah, just punish this. Just punish it. You have player advantage. You can easily punish this. You watch Falcons run in. Suzu gets burned straight away onto Hanbin. And it's like, okay, now you have nothing. You burn your Suzu. You've leapt in with everybody. And now Nightmare just need to disengage slightly past Archway and punish you, and that's it.
Team Falcons are able to walk away with 41% as Nightmare. Now they start their own control. And let's take a look
They
at
have
this
support
one.
advantage
Why is
again
it trying to
here.
push the Amalgam? I think the reason they pushed Spawn is because they were desperate to flip the disadvantage. Because they knew they were 4v5.
Well, I mean, also, I think they saw a lot of damage and they knew the leap was out for Hazard, and they're like, okay, like this is a good opportunity to maybe just make something happen because our backline's not going to be pressured. So
Positioning is just bad though, because if you dive that deep, enemy just runs past Archway and you can't catch.
there's the
Admiral
rally.
might die here. Admiral might die here. He's low.
He lives, and they get two, so it's all good.
Lethal actually hitting shots is like what I'm saying. Like this has been a huge difference to what he did in Suit. I think this has contributed a lot.
The rally. Yes, okay, Lethal's gonna get caught out here, but it doesn't really matter too much when Lethal's got the power slide to come back into these fights, and you're still gonna be playing around this midpoint.
Falcons also?
So this is gonna be
That's a very big question for Nightmare to deal with that now. Nightmare don't have a lot. Zera with a barrage
well-
could change. No, they lose the fight. They lose
Yeah,
the
I mean,
fight.
they immediately lost the fight off the Ray Blade plus the cage.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say if Zera had barrage, you could instantly turn it by getting a really nice barrage. That's a really good, like, I don't know, swing ultimate, if that makes
They
sense.
still have the barrage as well as this rush, but I think Nightmare very excited to be able to have this wombo combo, this downpour as well as the barrage.
Okay, they're gonna speed
There's
there's the
but
speed
Team
ring.
Falcons
They're through.
on to this point, and you can already see Kuffa trying to take the angle to
Who's Kuffa looking for? Is he looking for Chio? Yeah, he
Show
is.
me-
He's
I
trying
need
to
see
find
the
Chio.
fires. I need to see the fires right now. Yeah, here we go. The fires are making the play.
Oh, it's pretty good. They're traded. They traded. Oh, it's a big rocket. Does he hit the fadeaway? No, not yet.
Kill Stalker, he's 31!
No way. Stalker got out of there.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, UV whiffed. I watched UV.
Yeah,
He has
UV
a
probably
hit
should get that
weapon,
kill. UV
and
should
he-
probably get that kill.
You need a single shot on a Farah. at
He
31
should probably
HP
get
as a-
that kill there.
Juno gets that kill. Juno absolutely kills that. Come on. Bro. UV whiffed that. I'm sorry.
I mean, Proper's dead, though. So Proper's dead early. Haman's going to get isolated. That's a lot of damage on him. They surely can't let Stalker get that much value, though, right? The downpour's so good from Kuffa. Oh, it got Fielder and Chio. It got Fielder and Chio. That was the
They need
nasty as
to-
fuck
They
downpour.
need to update the HUD to show who it hits, because it's like too annoying to try and figure that shit out.
Yeah, but they don't have any ultimates right now. So it really is going
That was a
to be
nasty
on
as
the
fuck
onus of
downpour.
Nightmare to set the pace of this next
Nightmare in a
fight.
good
For the
spot
rally,
for ults, but
have
they...
great advantage because Ultraviolet
I think
is so
Falcons could
close
probably
over
force
the
ults
torpedoes,
and
that's
come
gonna
back
be
for a
bad
99.
Being
Falcons are fucking around a little bit, though.
The problem
If
is,
they
it's too. I think it's too late now.
now.
I think it's too late. I think they're already in last fight territory.
It's too late now.
Yeah,
Now
it's too late
it's
now.
last fight territory because Falcons sat on their hands for a little too long.
Wait, they
That's an
killed
insane
UV
pick, though.
pre-rally. They
That's an insane
killed
pick,
them all. Dude, what the fuck is? It's a completely neutral dive. That's a completely neutral dive, and they burned them through. They burned UV before rally, and they just
I'll
burned
tell
them
you
entirely
what, man.
through it.
Falcons are insane for this kind of stuff. Falcons are crazy.
Oh my
for their
God.
ability to win these neutrals. This is why you see Falcons do moves like, yeah, we're just gonna rush into this spawn. This is their style. Like because they get away with it enough times. This is one of those. This is a coin flip moment where they run to spawn, they feed. You're like, these guys are dumb. But then you see another situation where they have nothing. They just run in, pure neutral.
I mean, to be fair, in that particular
Just ran to
case,
the back line.
I think that's the right read in general, because I don't agree with poking
nothing
ever.
moves,
Because yeah, well, the thing is, they could have poked to get, but if they do poke, it doesn't matter because they're already down in ults, right? So the only advantage you could ever potentially get is you're either playing for the 50-50, hoping to get more ults, or you just go and just like, can we burst down someone?
Falcons are very good at understanding when they're behind. And when they're behind, they are very active on the map to try and make a play somewhere to turn it around. And sometimes it feeds, but when they get it right like that time, it makes Nightmare look really, really bad. Because it's like, how does Nightmare start dropping players pre-rally? UV didn't get the Ray in time, just literally dies. Admiral rallies and instantly dies. It's like, what the fuck happened? And Falcons are just that active, man. They're active and they know how to get aggressive in good situations for the most part.
Yeah,
Falcons are playing on point right now. They're playing well. I'm gonna say
The
Nightmare
White
are
Boys
playing
still
well.
got this. Yeah, they are. They're playing well. They're,
gonna
like,
say-
there's
here's the
hope for the
difference.
series. Hope for the series.
The difference from yesterday is, I think yesterday Crazy Raccoon made obvious dumb mistakes and did really dumb things that were questionable, and Nightmare won. That's not to take too much away from Nightmare, but it is to say that the difference between what Crazy Raccoon looked like in the Nightmare game versus what they look like in the OA game is completely night and day, right? You would agree with that. Right now, I think both teams are playing well, and Nightmare are playing super good, but Falcons are playing that much tighter.
Perfect point, right clicking through the head, like, oh, gross stuff.
Huge part of the Future winning shit is getting random future wins on 5-man people diving. Yeah, and that's why Sparkle is making them play Mauga now. Fuck you, Sparkle. Because he's got that Dallas fuel in him. You can take the Koreans out of Dallas fuel, but you can never take the Dallas fuel out of the Koreans.
That is ultimately, you know, it's just kind of, it's tough in those moments.
It will always be, I guess, more so the Element Mystic to a degree, but it's...
We go to that third round, but
How deep does
You
Radical go?
you can't like do much about the proper pop off though. He's one of those X Factor players that you saw that clutch, man. It's
I
just
like the
this guy
fit for
had no
today,
business
Avast.
coming in and
Very
just turning
cute
around and he
skirt.
does. That second kill he
No,
got
I've been feeling
with the
kind of
perfect
trad wife
dash
lately.
distance into the triple shuriken headshot. One hit kill is like, oh, that was ridiculous. That was unbelievably good.
Now, obviously, the other day when we saw Falcons.
See, now that Leave has been eliminated and Prowl's not in this tournament, I can just back proper 100%. My only surviving son.
You know, this is probably their best look, especially.
Finally, the Avril Glaze is undisputed. Before he's tried to remain impartial, now he can truly give in to his desire to glaze.
But you know what? I'm willing to adopt. I'm willing to adopt. And you know, Zero can be an adoptee. I'll take that.
that's true.
You know?
And so it does
Not a
come down to
biological
stage
child, but I
time.
love him anyway.
Again,
You know what I'm saying?
we've talked about this a lot already, but Nightmare have been really good at being able to.
Do you think that like when a dog, you know how like the dogs, sometimes animals will adopt like the babies of other pets? Like they'll be like, or like of other animals. Like sometimes a dog will be like, oh, I'm like the dog mom to these like 5 kittens. Do you think they truly love them? Do you think the dog mom loves those cats, or they're like, oh, like these fucking guys?
Better question is, do they love it in the first place? Do they even love at all? Is the first question you ask. And then if they,
I mean, I don't
capable
know,
of
right?
love-
I don't know. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they love the cats, or if it's like, do you think
there's
they're
like-
just? Do you think they're?
So I
No,
see
I know
them-
they're capable of love. I'm more so saying like, is the adoptive pet parent? Do they even know they're not they're not dogs? Do they know they're not dogs? Like when they have the like, if I were to give the dog sentience that like is now the mom to like 5 cats. If I were to give them, or not sentience, but rather like enough brain power, I was to brain blast them with like a Jimmy Neutron device, would they be like, what the fuck? These are dogs. Get this shit out of here. They're not the stepdad, they're the dad that stepped up.
I've seen a video of a cat mom who, while she was like nursing kittens, she just had kittens. She also adopted like a bunch of chicks as well, like chick, you know what I'm saying? And so I heard the explanation for that was like because the cat mom was in like this real maternal mode, she was just willing to be like a mother to everything.
So
Could've been some
desperate.
of that going on.
So desperate to be mommy, it doesn't matter what the species is.
Just had a real, was just under like a real mom kind of vibe at that point in her life, and so she was just very accepting.
So they just didn't care what they didn't care. That's fair. So maybe that's the reason.
The bids were going through the roof for Sparkle.
She was mother.
Type player. Lived up to it in his moments, but
She flew the mother
Future
plane
snacks.
into the cunt tower.
Oh god.
you can see him sitting behind the rest of team.
Oh, she was like, the cat mom was like grooming the chicks and everything, like grooming a kitten, all that kind of stuff.
I think Zera had a pretty decent impact on the Farah. Very good map, especially on first. Being
Farah's pretty good on this map. Anna banned first is really interesting.
Who banned? That was Nightmare. So they banned
Nightmare
Ana?
first. The Nightmare first. Let me think about this one. Why would you
Well,
ban? Whiting's the best ban. So
I mean, well,
here's what I think.
Ana's pretty
He's not
good.
really
Ana's
bad.
not bad on the map. One. Fielder's pretty good on it, but I feel like they haven't played. I mean, they've been playing a lot of like Kiriko and like Juno, have they not?
That's the thing, is I don't think Falcon's identity is Ana. Now,
No, neither do I.
Crazy Raccoon identity is heavily Ana, clearly. Falcon's identity is not Ana, so I don't think it's a hyper valuable ban. Could it be a support protect is the next question you ask, but then it depends on what composition they play. I think Cuffer wants to go either Ram or Hazard. I believe it's going to be Ram Hazard.
Well, if they go
So it could be
Ram,
to protect
they could play
Ram-based
Lucio.
supports.
They could go like a Lucio then potentially if they want to play like a
think it
Ram
could
rush.
be I
but-
think it could be a protect for Ram-based supports, of which Ana is not one of them. I believe that could be possible. Now that Ram is, by the way, the Ram ban being out of the way is going to be very helpful for Nightmare now because I think they really need it.
Ram band? Whoa, Black Betty. Ram band. You know this song? You know that one?
Thank you. Is that your
Favorite-
favorite song after an Imagine Dragons song?
No. But I do think that it's a better. I think it's a better song than anything that Imagine Dragons have put out. Actually, I will say there are a couple Mad Dragon songs, like the Snizzle Nose montage is to Imagine Dragons song, and it kind of works. I think it's to like Friction. I think the Snizzle Nose Hog montage is to Friction by Imagine Dragons, and it's kind of crazy. When he hits the hook and it's like, can't stop the friction. Ah, that's like one of the Imagine Dragons songs I'm kind of okay with.
To start to push their compositions. Team Falcons on the defense first. We're going to see Hanbin leave spawn with this diva. As we see a fielder Zen.
A fielder Zen. Ooh. I like that a lot.
Your
You know what
question
actually
mark?
probably
you mean?
went wrong with Nightmare there. Now
What?
I'm looking at Twitter.
Right now, Cuff is hovering.
Matt tweeted
Oh,
out.
yes.
Matt tweeted out, "quote I believe in Nightmare and Zera."
Hanzo from Leeds.
Ah,
Big
yes.
mistake. Big mistake.
Crazy Raccoon was not expecting was not expecting the Hanzo to come out, and he got insta-locked.
Demons is goaded. Demons
way,
is a little
that-
too Imagine
that-
Dragons coded for me.
That Can't Fight the Friction song. Who did that song?
Imagine Dragons.
Dragons?
It's Imagine Dragons, yeah.
That song actually popped off in the Mission Impossible Fallout trailer. I will be honest.
I know it's actually I think it's one of the songs that actually is not like terrible from them.
Can I be
Because
honest?
also I feel like it sounds very different. It sounds somewhat different than a lot of the other songs.
What are your
So
thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this? I think that's one of the best
Oh!
movie trailers ever made. Thoughts?
well, first of all, while that's happened, Lethal just walked forward and killed Fielder, who was sitting in a window. But yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that take.
Yep.
Has BP
That's what I'm
cursed
saying,
anyone
though.
yet? I don't know where
Lethal-
BP's been
Lethal
at.
stepped up.
We haven't seen BP. They're gone.
Lethal was step the fuck up.
Lethal's the dad. Is not the stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up.
Dude, can I be honest? I believe in Nightmare more today than yesterday. And not because I saw them win yesterday, because I actually think they're playing better today than yesterday, or at minimum as well today as yesterday. But the competition isn't just doing dumb shit and making mistakes like Crazy Raccoon were. So what that means is Nightmare is playing well into a Falcons that's playing well, which actually proves Nightmare's capability. Whereas yesterday,
Due
I
to
think they
recent
kinda got lucky
discoveries,
a
I
little bit.
need to
Right now,
rescind
I'm
my
like-
bet.
I'm liking what I'm seeing on a Nightmare, genuinely.
You're locked in, unfortunately. You're locked in.
The Ramatra could just go in and punch you to death.
It can be tough for Malga. Stand up in that.
I mean, because they definitely are just playing this. It's interesting though because they're just playing this Ram comp and they're not playing Ana or Lucio. So
Yeah, like I said, I think for Brawl, the Brawl backline right now is Juno Brig. So you.
But that's the
don't need
interesting part that
Ana.
they would go for an Ana. I guess it's just because they wanted to make sure to protect the support so they could play it. I
I
guess.
think you protect the supports because clearly what Falcons want to do is they wanted to start on Diva. Maybe they want to play Diva more. I'm not too sure. But now they're going to play Malga. But Cuffer's, I think playing the Ram into the Malga for them will
cat
be
at my
fine.
door.
I don't know if it's going to be an amazing matchup. It'll be fine, I guess. Hanzo's interesting because I think Hanzo A/B Kings Row has pretty good value if you can hit shots.
As Proper hunts for a third kill. 4.5 minutes to go. Orbital Ray sent out by Chio to aid in that victory in that fight. They're going to try and stagger Cuffer here.
Cuffer's going to stagger though.
All right, 4 minutes on the clock. I mean, what are the odds? They got double support. They got Blade, double support, the suck and fuck, the annihilation. I mean, this is a pretty decent spot to be in for Nightmare.
This is on Admiral to pull some shit off. Proper's going to Blade in and do some magic. Admiral needs to be on his guard. He needs to play very well. You're going to want to see the Hanbin engage. I want to see the Hanbin dive in with Proper right on there.
Yeah, I like the
any
cannon.
milking from Admiral, and this is an L for Nightmare.
Okay, he did not milk. He did not milk.
No
No
milking.
milking.
Good.
Oh,
No
good
milking
slide. Good slide too. Very
Admiral
nice.
saved the bash for the right time too. Really well played.
Oh, really good fight. It's a good fight for Nightmare. 2 ults is perfectly fine in that situation. Please don't call it that. Dude, I like calling Annihilation suck and fuck. I'll say it, okay?
They still have one more touch here before this point's capped, though.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to play into this orbital ray.
You're gonna have to get over it.
And it's gonna be very difficult.
You're at the educational Costream.
Big deflect kill or something like that.
This is where the hardcore analysis comes from. All right, you're gonna learn about suck and fucks from Avast. What you're gonna learn today.
Forces the dash a little early and fights that. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I don't think it really matters here because they're just gonna Blade. Oh my lord, Zera just fucking fell over. Wait.
Fielder dies though.
Oh, I mean they still get proper. Okay, so they're trading.
No, it's cage into OC now.
Yeah, but Cage. But however, they're very low. They can't. I don't think they can follow up. I don't know if they can follow up. Can they?
They're not dying though, but they're not dying.
Oh,
They're
no
low,
one
but they're not dying.
died. Yeah, no one died.
You want to know why? Because cardiac overdrive is just gonna heal you up. That's what's happening here.
I mean, even with the healing investment that came through from Admiral, that Cage on top of the fact that Hanbin had that cardiac overdrive.
Here's my thoughts on Stadium. If if Malga ends up being put into Stadium, Stadium's dead to me. That's my thoughts on Stadium.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're gonna add every hero into Stadium probably at some point if it continues on.
I know. It's just I'm gonna try and enjoy the game mode until the inevitable happens, you know? I know the media.
But what if Malga's like actually like really fun in Stadium?
What are they gonna do? Give him a third gun?
Maybe he gets a third
two
gun.
Smiles on his face. 2 smiles on my face.
Or lethal go. Lethal. Can he call on the flank? Lethal. Should die on the flank. Yep. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Proper's just. I mean, Proper's just like Proper's just marking the fuck out of him.
They got point A off a single headshot from Lethal, which is great, but right now they're losing too much time.
I mean, did you see what Admiral just did? Did you see what Admiral just did?
Okay,
they knew they were out of position and just literally walked into the flank and killed him with a bash. I mean, that was nasty.
Donk walking, big donk walking from.
That was actually an extreme donk walk from Admiral. That was actually a really good find.
Little bit of time here added. Almost 3 minutes to push into third.
What if they make a new hero specifically to kill Malga? True. Give me the new Brig of 2025, designed specifically to kill Malga. The Malga killer.
They should give the Genophage, but for Malga. That one's for the Mass Effect 2 heads.
I think Mass Effect in general.
I guess that's fair. I guess it was a plot point throughout all of Mass Effect. But
holy shit.
Just too far forward there. Cover is
You ever consider to think about the individual player impact though? Like, Hanbin has to wake up every day and be like, "Fuck, I play MAGA for a living."
I think he loves it.
I think Hanbin
No,
cries
think
into
he
his
loves
money.
I think he literally fucking loves it.
That sick
I think
fuck.
he's chaotic evil and he fucking loves Malga.
Okay, they get Fielder. They still have the blade, but nothing happens with it. Oh, and now they're stuck in the holding pattern.
That's about it. And Proper's still got his own, and Falcons too also have a cage. So this
I got it, guys. They gotta release a new Overwatch hero called Cholesterol, and it damages your heart.
Cholesterol. I like that
it's
one.
Bad for his heart. Yeah, it's both of his hearts. It's gonna impact them.
That's a good idea. The cholesterol hero comes out and he's like, dude, beef tallow fries, they're healthy. And then he eats like 800 tons. Wait. Cage into the backline though. I mean, they literally just solo caged and bladed fucking Lethal. That's so sad. That's so sad.
Someone asked in chat, what do Falcon salaries look like? I mean, they're pretty high across most games. I would guess that.
I have no idea what Falcon's salary is.
So here's my assumption. I would assume relative to most other games Falcons are in, the OW salaries are really low, but relative to the rest of OW, the Falcon salary is like pretty high. That's probably where it's at.
Can't wait for the Overwatch movie to come out 15 years too late with The Rock as Malga and Jack Black as Tracer.
Is it over? I think it's
it might be over.
Guys.
Yeah, it might be over.
I'm not seeing a good win.
I mean, I think if they die fast enough, they could maybe have a contest, but the problem is they're not dying that fast.
I'm really not seeing a win condition for Nightmare, unfortunately.
still time to work with, though.
I mean, they did have time for a contest, honestly, and they are gonna have overclock, and they're close to a suck and fuck.
All right.
Wait, they can't lose 0 early though. Wait, the slow was good. Oh my, wait, that slow was so fucking good. I'm pretty sure they took Fielder off high ground with the suck, with the vortex. I'm pretty sure they did.
You do that?
Yeah, because remember if it.
Standing there.
Well, no, I think he got close to the edge. I think he like walked off or something. Yeah.
Can it pull you off the edge? Can it pull you off? Can the suck and fuck pull you off? Thoughts?
Can it pull you off? Thoughts? Yeah, it can. Well, they can at least accelerate it.
Let's be honest. The fact that this terminology is getting used is just the brain rot impact of having to watch MAGA. Like, this is what happens.
Wait a minute. Wait, they're gonna cap. They got it. They did it. The recontest worked. They got the pick.
Tio just died in rally. They're gonna cap.
Oh.
Oh my god, they've capped. All right.
Okay, North America. Okay, white boys. Everyone pop your Zinzin. Pop your Zinzin. Pop a Coors Light.
Can I tell you about what one of my favorite pro play interactions was last year in Stockholm. Right after Falcons beats Crazy Raccoon in the World Final. And I see Crazy Raccoon in the hotel lobby, and I walk up to Lip, give him my condolences, and he says to me in English what he does. He's sitting down, he lets out the biggest sigh, like, I fucking hate Malga. That's all he says to me. Like, holy shit, based. He's just the longest sigh followed by I fucking hate Malga is so good.
Just nets him a high ground advantage or even a backline advantage, and that's a very different
in full English as well is amazing. Oh, good shit.
Okay, guys, it might not be the Chinese century just yet. Well, first of all, well, in Overwatch maybe. Yeah, you might be in Overwatch. Yeah, you got us there. There's still hopium.
Guys, Hanbin hasn't selected his hero, the Hopium.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, you don't play Malgrenay. No, you don't play Malgrenay. You don't play Malgrenay. Trust me, it's not gonna be Malgrenay.
I've already played like Ram,
and then swap
Ram or Diva.
Play Diva, Ram or Diva on A, then he'll swap Malga for B or C, something like that. Probably what happened.
It's Ram. It's Ram Ranch.
No, you don't play Malga A. You
can't say 12 naked cowboys because we only have 10 players. 10 Overwatch players on the stage in Hangzhou, China. All lining up on the stage, ready to play against Malga. Okay, I'm done. I think you can't even imitate the song or you get banned. I'm not sure on Twitch.
I don't think I've heard that Imagine Dragons song if I'm completely
that one is not Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
That one is not.
Okay, Stalker this time?
Oh, look at this pressure too. They already have so much damage.
Dude, when my general physician tells me I've suffered traumatic brain injury at some point previous in my life, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go right back to this moment like 5 seconds ago.
Listen, you're just not appreciative of Ram Ranch. I'm getting -2 and Avril's getting +2. This is fucked up.
ZP, what you need is to get dementia like me, and then you can forget about this moment.
Guys, they're on Malga. They've done it. They capped first and went Malga. They did it. They've done it, lads.
It's exactly as I said. This is exactly what Hanbin does.
Do you like PBR? Yeah, PBR is pretty good.
Malga A, and then
it's a good
Malga
solid
B.
American beer. I'm more of like a Shiner bot guy though, and even though I don't like the makers of it, I like Yingling as well.
By the way, this is all before ults. Alright, Lethal, it's your time to
name
farm rails
name
off
a
of Malga,
woman, Nancy Reagan.
Stalker only just recently swapped to the Soldiers as well.
Margaret Thatcher.
Lethal's time to shine. Come on.
I just named like all the worst women.
He did lose the goose trade.
Katy Perry. I just name all the worst. I just keep going with that.
Zero got body blocked, by the way. That's pretty hardcore.
This light at the end of the tunnel for Nightmare looking more like a truck at this point. Team Falcons, they've got Blade, they got Rally, they got Ray. If they
are you still singing to your chat? What are you doing?
No, I'm doing a bit where they ask me to name women, but I only name the most unpopular women.
The spawn of Nightmare just getting a little bit of poke damage, making sure that when Nightmare actually approach, maybe we're gonna see Stalker just have a really big charged railgun shot. But yeah, here,
when people ask me to name women, I just don't do it. Not because I don't know any women, because I don't want to.
Uh-oh. Popper? They're chasing? They're chasing my lethal? They're chasing my lethal? And they're getting them. And they're getting my lethal. Okay, this is looking like a pretty nasty offense here. They commit the Ray a little late. A little late, I might add, because they were already down a lot of players. I mean, I guess the Blade went out, but...
You really want that Ray back if you're Nightmare.
Walter White's wife in Breaking Bad. Skylar White is not nearly on the same level as the people I mentioned. People just found her annoying, so somehow it's cool to hate, to like absolutely put her on tier with like murderers, which is stupid. Which is stupid.
Right now, Falcons have more time going to C than Nightmare had by a long shot. By a mega long shot. Admiral's getting really aggro right now. Nightmare are trying to do some like very interesting aggro play, and now they're wasting ultimates. Cuffer is late ulting Annihilation, and I don't know if I like that at all. I don't.
I mean, it's not looking good. They get to walk in this with like a cage. They're 50% to trance. Like the problem is that Hanbin's probably just gonna cage the Blade, right? Like Hanbin just cages the Blade, or like just cages the backline, and they maybe split high enough to where they get nothing. Like this is their one shot, is that they don't have any support ults. But I feel like Hanbin will just cage the Blade, or like they'll just play super split. They might just farm an ult before this, honestly. Yeah, they've caged the Genji. Yeah, they caged the Genji. There it is. There's the Genji. There it is. And Proper gets... Oh my god, Proper. Oh. Oh.
I have some bad news for Nightmare. Nightmare can't win this map now because it's now a draw-only scenario for Nightmare. There's now a draw-only scenario for Nightmare.
No time left in the bank here for
Dude,
look, the Nightmare attack was fine, but that was ugly, that defense.
This shit kind of boomed Mitch in Rivals the other week, where like a team like got a big advantage on you know, what would be a situation in OW where, you know, you wouldn't get an attack, and in Rivals you just get the attack no matter what. He's like, yeah, they're not gonna get attacked now. And everyone's like, but Mitch, they do get attack.
There was no stopping that payload or that push.
Which honestly may be a better thing than this entire like, yo, just hold for 4 minutes or you're fucked.
Well, the reason they do this is because they don't want to extend the game like an unbearably long amount of time. Where like everyone just gets attacked over and over and over. They're trying to make somebody win. Is why Overwatch does this race. So I feel like that's a good reason
I guess, but after years and years of seeing it like this, I actually do think it's kind of ass. Like, especially even from a player perspective, right? When
wait, what do you hate? Sorry, I missed your original comment. What do you not like?
The time bank part where like
scenario.
Well, no, yeah, the situation where all you can do is draw and you have to like hold for 4 minutes or you're fucked. Like, I actually, reflecting on over years, I actually think it's bad game design. Like, it feels like shit when you're the defending team in this situation.
Well, I mean, what's the alternative is what?
The alternative is just give an extra minute to the attack. That's all.
Well, you would have to get to both teams, yes, but yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it'd be like you'd have like 452 for Falcons and then
so
1 minute for Nightmare.
Overwatch used to do that, but the problem is teams would then just go like 6 and 7 points on maps.
I actually don't think they did. I don't think time bank ever worked like that. Thinking back to it, I think it always had the like 1 minute rule, even in its like earliest version.
I mean, I personally, I don't really mind it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Also, this is a Bastion, by the way. We're debating this. There's a Bastion on the field, and they got a pick, and they're probably gonna cap first.
Well, it's smart because they only need to cap A for 1 second. They're just gonna do something wacky that Nightmare can't prepare for. So I think it's smart. But if the game is one-sided enough, where one team has 4 minutes in time back at the minute, the other team is 0, then like, do we want to see the other team attack for a minute?
Yes. Because, and again, I'm not just talking about competitive. I'm also just talking about like the average player playing. Is it a good feeling on ladder where you're like, oh, this game is fucking over, or the best I can do is a draw, and I have to like hold first for 4 minutes?
I think that's the only. I think that is a very valid. I think that's a valid point. But also personally, I think that's a very valid point. Yes, I think that's valid. In
the esport, I don't agree. In the esport, I don't agree. But in rank, you might be onto something.
I agree. I agree with that. I think it's good.
I'm coming at more from the rank point of view than even the esport end. Like esport end is like kind of whatever. Like, yeah, you fucked up. I just think like you're pubbing for a day and then you hold, but then the game tells you, it's like, by the way, you're actually still fucked. Go fuck yourself.
Them white boys are collapsing. Well, unfortunately, the thing about Falcons that only I remembered for some reason coming into this event is that they're actually really good.
I remember they're good. I just wanted to see what Nightmare could do. I'm not expecting Nightmare to win.
No, I'm simply saying that like. I'm simply saying that I felt like I had one of the. It seemed like there was a lot of debate going into this, and I think to be fair, some of it justified, especially with like the meta shift for like Crazy Raccoon and even once again, though I was unsure about them. But I was feeling very confident about the Falcons pick from the get-go. And even though they did look a little kind of ass early in the tournament, I was like, nah, they got this. And it's just, I just knew it. They just have it. This team's got it, bro. This team's got it.
I want to see what Crazy Raccoon do about the Malga. I'm still not convinced Malga's the best pick. Not 100% convinced yet.
But the thing is, I don't necessarily think Malga is the best pick. I think it's the best pick for Falcons.
You might be right about that. That might be
I don't even think Malga's the best pick. I legitimately believe that this team, that Malga is not necessarily like Malga's really not that good. I just think Falcons are so good at Malga that that it's great for them. Which is honestly good. I mean, honestly, the people are going to hate this, even though we hate watching Malga. I honestly think that is good. I think it's good that there is a team that is so good at something, even though the meta isn't necessarily in favor
What's
of it.
funny is that always still beat them in the Malga mirror, which is the hilarious part.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. That's why you know that it's not like an absolute like for sure certain thing necessarily.
It's like they're the best at Malga, but actually OA, the dive team, the dive one tricks apparently still beat them in the Malga mirror hilariously. That was good.
Out in the series yet, and it's because that Malga has been such a problem. It would be really difficult.
What does what do you do if your Nightmare had to beat Malga?
I cannot stop yawning.
Sure.
How are you still yawning? Are you not? Is your sleep schedule not cooked already, Eagle? Like mine?
Is there an Ana comp you can run? Some sort of either Ana Lucio, Ana Brig. Ana Brig means you're probably going to play dive. I don't know if you want to play Winston into this. It seems dangerous. I don't think Circuit Royale or anything like that's going to be good. You probably get rid of the Malga if you force Circuit and played Ram. If you go to Circuit,
how the control plus shift plus alt Windows key plus L
Malga
key.
ban
What does
is
that
also
mean?
available. We haven't discussed that. Malga ban is available for one map.
It was gross. I'm sure OWCS is going to have the first person POVs at some point as well up on YouTube. So yeah, it was disgusting, and it might require them to go to Route 66 again. It's definitely going to be a map that, in their minds, is going to feel very comfortable.
It's so tough because
Crazy Raccoon can force ball and everybody claps. Falcon force Malga and gets hated. Joker voice. Crazy Raccoon can force ball and everybody claps. Falcons force Malga and suddenly they're the villain. Want to know how I got these wins?
Some of our map choices, and maybe you're okay kind of seeing any sort of
Even my chat's giving you a -2 now. That's crazy.
Come on, man. Come on. One of these are gonna hit. One of these are gonna hit. Oh, they banned Malga.
It's a lot of missing.
Yeah.
Right
So like I said, Malga ban is available. The problem is you can only do that one time. So what are you gonna do now? Like, you can't just ban the Malga for the whole series.
Good night, Krokos. Good night.
You can ban the Malga once. You can ban the Juno once, and then that's about it.
You know,
Soj being banned is actually... I actually disagree with the Soj ban. You should ban the Soj when Malga's available so that you can prevent Lethal from farming you.
Let me throw this out here. Do we actually like the OW ban system relative to like a more traditional ban system where you actually can just get something the fuck out every game?
No, I like the other. I like the more traditional ban system more. I think this is a good middle ground, at least for not having it. But I think you should just have a better ban system. Yes, I think the ban system should be better.
This to me just feels like the ultimate like, okay, Team 4 was historically against bans for a long time, and we're going to like find a middle ground to make everyone feel good, even though the actual answer was just do like MR style bans from the beginning.
Because also, I think they should just do ban. If they just do ban protect, I think it solves a lot of the issue. Personally, I think it should just be ban protect. I don't know why.
The reason why I don't like the MR style and the traditional model is because then you just get into a ban meta where every map or most maps just end up with the same bans over and over and over.
Not really.
You just end up in another.
I mean, so far, I mean, if you use MR as your test example, it's very different from team to team. Like within the same series.
Okay, well, I will say it. I don't think that's totally true, but I don't think that's an issue with the ban system. I think it's an issue with the balance. They're two different things. So,
yeah.
maybe like
So I'm saying that Overwatch's ban system means you get the benefit of having bans, and because you can only use a ban one time on your side per series, you have to be strategic about it. And then there's protects built into the bans as well, which is very smart, which makes it more strategic. So it's not just like, oh, are we up against Falcons? Yeah, ban Malga every map. Hello, GG's. You know, we don't live in that world. You can only ban Malga one time, which causes it to be a strategic move rather than we are just.
I mean, personally, that's where I don't like it as much. I like teams to be multifaceted necessarily because, like, personally, if Falcons are only good at one comp, like, sure, they might be championship winning on it, but like, I actually don't think that they are inherently like the best team in the world, right? So when you have a ban, a more like a Marvel rival style ban protect, you could be, if you're good at multiple comps, then teams are forced to decide what are we going to ban.
But they are good at multiple comps. But the problem is you just get to delete one of the comps that you can't handle. The ops, I can make the opposite argument.
That's fine. I think
You're
that's
not
great.
the best team in the world if you can't beat the Malga comp. If you're relying on bans to permaban the Malga because you can't beat it, how are you the best team in the world then if you are in that position, right? The opposite argument is equally true.
Yeah, but I mean, if
the
they're
team is ultra reliant on one comp and you banning it makes them lose, I don't think they deserve to win.
But if you're a team that is ultra reliant on banning that one comp to win, then you also don't deserve to win.
But like, wouldn't you also?
No,
but wouldn't you also?
It's
But it's symmetrical. They could also ban comps from them. They could do the same thing.
Also, it's not the same argument because in one case, one team, okay, they can't deal with one comp. Meanwhile, the other team like can't like everything else available, they can't win, whereas they have to use only one thing.
That's
like
not
it's
true for Falcons, though. I think in your
I'm not saying it's true for Falcons. I'm saying in the idea that like, oh, you shouldn't be able to just ban one comp the entire series long. I think you should be able to.
I get the hypothetical, but like in this, I don't think we're seeing a situation where one team is just one-tricking a comp to the championship in Overwatch. I'm gonna bring it to like the real world here.
No,
Falcons,
no one's saying that. I don't think anyone's saying that. I think people are saying is that they would like to see a series with like Maga just fucking gone, especially against Falcons. At least that's what I'm saying here. Like, it's fine. I'm not saying Falcons would even lose.
I would like to see that from a meta perspective, but I don't want to see it because you could just ban the same hero every map, so you can perma-ban one hero for the entire series.
I just don't have a problem with that. I don't know. I just don't have a problem with that.
Me either. Also, you think about like OW historically, that would have saved a whole lot of fucking metas.
That's because the balance was. That's because of Team 4.
But once again, I don't even care about the balance. I'm just saying I don't care if a hero gets banned all series.
Jeff Kaplan and Jeff Goodman didn't know what the fuck they were doing. That's got nothing to do with.
But once again, I just don't care. I'm fine with the hero being banned all series. It literally doesn't matter to me.
Like,
I don't care about the balance.
I'm fine if a hero just gets fucking sent to the Shadow Realm.
It just doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
Unstrategic. I think that's unstrategic for the esport, in my opinion. But is what it is.
I mean, it works in other esports like that have used.
Can't we get Surefour to instigate? Okay. I mean, listen. What are we doing? We went from Malga to Orisa. We're playing the same fucking comp, fellas. We're playing the same comp over than Orisa. Here we go. Look, we're doing it. You know, but that's once again, if Malga was banned, what's the difference? They'd play Orisa, which is just a similar comp with the same style. You know, but whatever. You know, it's all good. Pretty equivalent.
Here's my view on bans too: is that you can say, oh, you know, in the past that's unfair because like Team 4 shit balancing. When you can just remove shit from the game every time, it also acts as a player-created safety valve. When the devs fucked up, you can just remove their fuck up. And you don't have to be like, oh, I'm sure, I hope the devs balance it correctly. It's like, no. You give the power to the players to make sure that at least the most egregious shit is gone.
I'm making a drink. Dude, drinking, I don't know how you're drinking this late, dude. If I drink this late when I'm already fucking up my sleep schedule, it would like really fuck up my sleep. So I can't do that. Okay, there's the rally. I don't think this is going very well for Nightmare. I mean, they do still have the suck and fuck.
I'll leave the discussion there because I don't disagree with that, so I'll leave it there. I don't want to derail this post stream by getting into a massive debate.
Do you though? Don't you though?
Oh wait, the suck and fuck is actually good.
You're trying to bait now. Don't do that.
Wait, the suck and fuck was actually good. Wait, I can't believe they made this work. The suck and fuck was actually good. That was a really good vortex too. Wait a minute. The solo barrage. Oh, okay, well, there's the barrage. They forced the barrage out of it. Okay. Every map you should be banned from playing the 5 heroes you played the most the last map.
Isn't that kind of like Fearless Draft?
I don't know enough about Fearless Draft to comment on that, so I have no idea.
But still,
is that Fearless Draft?
here are the first
not 100% familiar with it, but I think it's like at least in the same vein.
That is Fearless Draft? Okay, apparently it essentially is.
I mean, Fearless Draft, look, I'm not deep into League scene enough to like speak as authority, but I will say when you get to the point of having like what, almost 300 heroes, that maybe you do need something to like really shake shit up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's also why I'm a fan of like having a variety of bans, because like the longer a game goes on, if you're actually adding heroes, there's just too much shit to like deal with. But as we go on here, for what, Fielder holds on to a rally. They're probably just gonna rally in, knowing there's no ults, I imagine. Yep, there it is. And because Falcons one of those teams where like technically they could sit on this advantage, right, and build more ults, but you just know that Falcons is never gonna sit. Like they're literally never gonna sit if they have like any sort of advantage, so they can just like take the fight. Because I feel like you could theoretically make the argument that you could sit there a little bit longer and farm some more ults, and then you'd still be pretty good because you'd be like have the ult advantage. But I like going first. Fearless drafted? I thought he volunteered. No, I think technically... Wait, did Fearless volunteer for the Korean military? I thought he fucking got taken
everyone
by the draft. Yeah, I thought... Well, no, but the thing is... But theoretically, though, like, a Korean guy could theoretically just like, I'm going to the army before the draft, right? He could volunteer, could he not?
Well, you can defer, so you could just not.
No, defer. But I'm saying, but like, what if you do the opposite? What if you like affirm instead of defer? What if you're like, yeah, I'm going?
The opposite would just be I'm going straight away, which is what the army wants you to do anyway. The army wants you to go straight away. So affirming would just be like, yes, I'm agreeing with the army.
Well, also, isn't there kind of a like?
Wait, the Bob reflect the kill lethal? That's so funny. I don't think, have we ever seen that before? Have we ever seen a Bob reflect to kill someone? Like just like I don't know if we have.
Yeah,
that's really funny actually.
Yeah.
Also, my understanding is a lot of people, aside from esports players, do it early because there's like kind of an uncomfortable social stigma if you're like an older dude and you're taking orders from like a 19-year-old kid, basically.
It's not just that, but you're putting your life on hold. Like, it's better to take it out of high school and then go into university or whatever the pathway is, so you can just go into the workforce, rather than like do what, finish your studies and go to the army and then not go, like stop your life mid.
Oh, that blade. Oh, that blade from Zera.
Admiral Theory, I'm calling it. I've called it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an Admiral Theory. I think it's over. I think it's over. They're going back to play Crazy Raccoon, by far.
Yeah, they are.
I think Avast would do well in the military in a military comedy kind of way.
Is it possible to stop properly? Yeah, of course. He's lost before. In this matchup, it's looking very difficult. But like, I think taking Team Falcons Esperanza could be a mistake in general. This is one of their best maps. One of their best maps.
Wait, isn't this Runasapi?
Sorry, Runasapi. My bad, Runasapi.
I was about to say, like, wait, have I been gaslit into thinking this is a different map?
Sorry, Runasapi is one of their best maps. Runasapi is one of their best maps.
Honestly, it was the option select. He actually hasn't looked at the map, and he was just like, no, I actually just meant the other map.
No, I got them mixed up. I meant Runasapi.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here it comes. Wait, it's gonna start here, guys, right? Here comes the comeback.
Yeah, but they have to now win every fight in a row. How I actually calculate these is I basically look at how winnable the game is from OT. So they have to put themselves in a winnable position such that when the OT hits, they can get a small number of fights to get a miracle push to end the game and win. That's the only way a comeback actually happens.
I'm gonna be honest, the way you're describing this as if it's a math model sounds exactly like how they did in tariffs. You're like, so here's the Greek coefficient that cancel each other out to equal 1 anyways. And it sounds like it's just hard. It sounds like it's hard because they don't have that many fights. They have to win too many fights.
Also, I want new minerals. Anyway, yeah, Nightmare have to have a certain.
Well, it doesn't matter
to make this winnable. It's not gonna happen. The problem is they have to win too many fights from here on just to close the gap for it to be winnable in OT. They're setting up for an OT win, and they can't do that right now.
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because UV goes off the map, but like, okay, that's really funny.
Push is really punishing also for the fact that like any death on the comeback is just like it takes too long to regroup because you're
UV mind control. Holy shit, we have it. Snow bunny mind control in Overwatch, but it's UV. Is UV a snow bunny? Thoughts? I guess technically not.
I'm loving the Zoomers and Marvel Rivals completely redefining what snow bunny
Yeah.
means.
To be fair, it's also not just Zoomers. It's specifically the white Zoomers. Because that is definitely not what snow bunny means.
All the black Americans like, why the fuck?
It's
are you
definitely
repurposing the
not.
word? Like they're just ruining the definition.
I'm gonna
of the
be
word.
honest, and maybe this is the ultimate quiz, but I have no idea what either definition of snow bunny means. Like we have to look this
Okay,
up.
so the Marvel Rivals definition is just essentially it's just a white woman. Essentially, it's just a white woman.
Woman is a snow bunny.
But the traditional definition of a snow bunny is a white woman that only dates black guys.
Okay, I had no idea of either of those definitions.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Isn't that what snow bunny is? Yeah.
It's a white woman that a black guy's interested in, that finds that he wants her, so he refers to her as a snow bunny.
No, I was under the impression it's definitely the first definition.
Maybe a black person can tell us what it really means.
Because also it's kind of like
it could be a combination of both.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I am right.
Avast is closer? Okay,
I'm
well,
pretty sure I could have lived my life without... why did I even ask? Like, I actually could have remained in blissful ignorance to all of
Everyone's
this
saying,
shit.
everyone in your chat, here's the thing. People in your chat are saying I'm right, but people in my chat are saying you're right. This is
Okay, well, this is it. I don't even know then. I don't even know. Because I was under the impression that also it's not necessarily a positive term because it's kind of like the racialization of black men. Like, it's like a fetishization of them. So, like, I was under the impression it's not positive.
It's a sexual fetishization of a white woman, not a black man.
Well, I thought also like the white woman herself was participating.
No, because
in
it's
that,
the
but maybe
black
I'm wrong.
men that are calling the women snow bunnies. They're not referring to them. They could be referring to themselves, but it's more commonly the black men calling the white women black snow bunnies.
Dude, men would rather get into a long conversation about this shit than talk about the end of a push map.
I mean, it's just, you know, I will say Nightmare's doing a pretty heroic job here of keeping it going, but like, you look at the next fight. The next fight, Fielder and Chio both have supportal. Like, how do they possibly win? How do they possibly win?
I am your one black viewer and Avril's right. There we go. There we go.
Okay, well that's true. Well, I mean, but I have a black viewer said I was right. So what do I? So now that what if our black viewers are lying? What if they're not black? What if they're not black though? So that's the problem.
Anybody in chat who says they're black, I believe you 100%.
Move on. Too late. Now you're gonna have to deal with the race wars chat. Everyone, let's go.
ZP. Also, ZP. You forget that I called the map already. Therefore, it's already over.
I mean, well, also, I mean, it's literally just like look at this. They just waited to have 2 support ults and they win. Like, there's nothing they can do.
My call rate accuracy on push is like 99%. Although that being said, sometimes it's abundantly obvious, like this map, so it's not like that impressive. But
ZP's offensive, get him out of here. How can I do anything but fence set when I had no idea about the conversation?
Actually, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. ZP is afraid to talk about race. It's signaling a big problem in America. That's really ZP's the problem here. You called it out perfectly, chat.
I didn't even know the context.
You really got him. That's actually a really good point. He's the Z problem. Truth nuke.
Z problematic.
That's the truth nuke right there.
I'm still amazed that there's still some things in the world I'm like somehow sheltered on, you know?
Well, you can't know everything in the world, so that's not a surprise. Everyone's sheltered on something.
Admiral really has the head nod locked down. Of all the things that have locked down.
I think that was actually Alcatia punching up a little bit.
I will say the Avast chat is way better. Even though you are the one that makes the most ZP like name jokes, Avril, like the Avast chat is far better at using them than your chat.
Oh, we'd be delighted to.
I don't think my chat really knows you super well because we never do stuff on. You've appeared on my stream like 1 or 2 times ever, and so my chat is just not they're not used to your presence.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I mean ZP, you were like a staple of the stream for like 4 years, so
yeah.
Those are, you know, very different lore statuses.
They're not used to you, yeah. Appealing to history?
Appealing to history, fallacy. Appealing to history.
I do think what's heartbreaking is the fact that I feel like Nightmare should have been able to take our first map.
Question mark. Are they going to do a huge break now, given that Nightmare just played, to give them the break?
Oh, I hope not. Well, I can play the duels. That's fine. I got some duels to be done. I got a poke duel. I got ban duel. I got some things to be done.
Yo, also caster lore wise, not that this is like that important, but Matt is like the only one that actually had to be flown out for this, right?
No, Necra as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense because she never had the move to LA to do OWL. I think she was always remote, right? I think.
Remember when Rob Dabbington was here? Yeah, that was a rare Rob appearance, honestly. I haven't spoken to Rob in a bit. That was an extremely rare appearance. That was unplanned. That's like when they bring out, like... That's like when you're fucking, like, at a Tyler, the Creator concert. They bring out fucking, like, SZA or something. And you're like, what the fuck? What are they here for? Like, I was not prepared for that.
Actually, so Zero played a really good series, I thought.
I don't know if Ash Bang is from LA or not. I assume she is.
I thought she was, but I might be wrong. No, that's like entirely expected. Fuck. They got me. I don't go to concerts. They fucking got me, guys. I don't go to concerts. You caught.
Now, Proper seems to have a bajillion lives because every game is a live game for this gentleman.
What studio are they using? Are they still using like the old like? Because like, did Esports Engine? They didn't Esports Engine like shutter their stuff that they had in Burbank, which is why like they laid everyone off. Or whatever.
Well, they shuttered the office, but I don't know if that means their studio got shuttered. To be fair.
Yeah, this is a different studio, but they might have done a different studio just for this event. If they do the studio again, then I guess they permanently switch to a new studio. But I just assume they switched to the studio for the major, and not because it's a new studio.
Dude, if they're just like temporarily using like a random studio in LA, that shit has to be so expensive for like a one-off rental.
Not really necessarily. LA, because the thing is, you have to remember that LA works with economies of scale too.
Well, no,
because
I
there's so
get
many
that,
studios.
There are, but like even still, like you get socked if it's not something like you're using on the regular.
Like, cause like I've had to rent studios in Florida, for example. Like there are studios in like South Florida. That shit is way more expensive than anything that I've ever had to hear quoted for LA, for the most part.
However, they are still alive in that bracket. It is a double elimination bracket. They won their first match in the upper bracket. So
Oh, good rage bait for a scarf there. Can you ask Avril about how he feels about once again after getting 3-0'd by Raccoons?
I think I'd rather talk about 5v5 versus 6v6.
There it is. There it is. That's how you know he got rage baited. That's how you know that he'll know he got rage baited if he answers it. Good, very good question, Fire Wizard.
Oh, it's just a sad loss because they got wiped out. That's how I feel about it. What else do you need to know?
Game for Nightmare, and then it will be a tough game for Falcons.
VIP that.
You were fucking wrong.
VIP that man. Wait, well, have you started eating your snacks yet, Avril? What are the snacks on board? What are the snacks on board?
No, I told you I couldn't buy
He couldn't get any because of Easter.
Oh,
he got bunny blocked.
Oh, brother.
Said no.
You're really not a snackhead. Like a real snackhead would have had that secured.
When you said bunny blocked, I thought you were reigniting the snow bunny.
The snow bunny thing.
No, I'm talking about the Easter bunny. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Is that what happens? If the white girl denies you, did you get bunny blocked? Is that what happens?
God. I'm going AFK till
Can a
it's
black
over.
person in chat tell me if that's accurate?
The bunny blaster. When Diva pulls out the bunny blaster and she only shoots white women.
Right now, 0-3, but hey, things are not over. You guys have
Oh fuck. We'll just play our game. Oh shit. I can't believe Diva would do this.
I think it should be like too difficult. We beat them yesterday, so hopefully we can do the same.
Lethal, are you confident going into the rematch against?
Danny's doing the tunnel walk.
He's doing a tunnel walk. He's doing a tunnel walk.
Good luck, guys. Thank you so much.
So I did see this first scar from Hulkbuster. I'm gonna say you're gonna have to really rethink some of your principles there, because they're definitely not the richest nation on earth. So I'm gonna have to. You're definitely gonna have to do some more economic math on that one before we get back. Before we get back to the
you want some rage bait? I just took a look at Reddit, and someone did put up a topic that may be interesting. Quote, EWC shouldn't be wasting 3 slots on regions with no hope of winning.
Wrong.
They had to really watch out for their first.
I agree.
Did the high seed come into that game?
I mean, there's 16 slots, so you have enough slots to give to everyone. The problem is Korea shouldn't get less slots. That's the problem. I don't mind everyone getting 3 slots. I mind Korea only getting 2 slots.
Yes, they are. I know people who work there. Are you telling me you're giving me my dad works at Nintendo for Saudi Arabian government financials?
Don't worry, Chad. I have sacrificed a lamb for
Dude, how fucked
NTMR's
do you think it is, though, for like that
victory
one kid whose dad actually did work at Nintendo and no one actually believed him?
I can assure you. I can assure you, man. I don't know what your friend's dad is doing. I don't know what they're doing, but your initial assessment is simply just wrong. It's just not right. I don't know why the alerts are in a different pitch.
In 24 hours. Like, that's just like an insane statement, just in general.
That's what it means to drop to the lower bracket in this like upper final.
But even getting a win here would feel like a little bit of a victory just overall for
It's looking like another Crazy Raccoon Falcons grand final for the 20th time in OWCS history, by the way.
Money at this point, so Nightmare so much to be proud of already. You know what we are proud of here? Battle of the Bots, which have been implemented.
Who could have seen?
Oh yeah, anyone saying, oh yeah, they're only inviting 2 Korean teams because of money. It's like, dude, you understand the Saudis are pumping 9 figures worth of money into this. Money is not a fucking problem.
Versus 10 tiny Junkrats. What are we thinking?
Well, I will say, in terms of like EWC this year, given the nature of the rebrand, I believe like it was probably Blizzard that had like the most say on the format rather than it being EWC, to be fair.
Yes, Blizzard definitely had the most say on the format. I don't, yeah, for sure. I do agree.
But like I don't think it was anyone on the EWC end that was like, we need to do these regions, we need to do in this one. It is like 90% Blizzard sent them a plan and maybe they gave them a few like bits of feedback and that's it. Just to be clear.
Yes, I agree with you.
So they're doing Battle of the Bots to fill this break? Is that what I'm understanding?
1 big Symmetra versus 10 tiny Junkrats.
That's fine, because I have time to do Bandle. Let's fucking go.
I'm gonna go with 1 big Symmetra. What is the Chinese broadcast doing? Surely they're doing something more fun. Let's have a look. They're just running highlights.
Someone in chat saying 9 figures insane. Dude, LAN is fucking expensive.
I want to make it clear 9 figures is not for what is for the entire event. Yes, 9 figures.
Is this what I think it is?
Chat, I'll do a crossword. It's time.
Damn. Oh. Is this how you spell it? How do you spell his name? Ha ha! There we go.
You already did this one? Okay.
Oh, brother. How do you say his name? Avicii? I recognize that. I knew it was either Pitbull or Avicii or whatever.
Fucking farming. Oh shit! I'm glad
I knew it was one of those two. Avicii? Okay. I'm doing Poketol. I'm feeling actually pretty mentally clear. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling very mentally clear right now. Ninetales, that's right. Ninetales was yesterday. The Chakra.
Wait, there's a Lion King animal voiced by Whoopi Goldberg?
I'm trying Lickitung again. One of these days is gonna be Lickitung. Okay, so they're not from the grass one. They are stage 1.
No, Pumbaa was not voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Let's try like an Abra. They're not psychic. Oh, they don't have a type 2? I thought they did have a type 2. My bad. They got a habitat of... They're not urban. They're not yellow. So not yellow, not psychic. They need a type 2. And they do not live in an urban environment or a grassland environment. Maybe a forest? Maybe a forest?
True.
Maybe a forest? I feel like Bellsprout. Grass, poison, not forest. So they do have a poison type. Because it's not totally it. Who else is poison? Butterfree? Does Butterfree live in a forest? I don't know if Butterfree lives in a forest. I feel like Butterfree would live in a forest. Does Arbok live in a forest? Because that's a different color. And he's poison. But is he... But he's probably grass poison as well, right? So maybe not Arbok. Who else would be poisonous? Let's think. Shelder? Is Shelder poisonous or is he psychic, do you think? Shelder's an interesting one. I'm kind of tempted to say Shelder. Young Shelder. What about Gloom? Would he live in the forest? Fuck it. God damn it, they're grass. I should have known. He's a fucking, he's a literal spore. Of course he's grass. Okay, so he's short. Short. There's blue or orange and poison. Lapras. So blue or orange. Short, stage 1. Evolution stage 1. Tentacle? What about Tentacle? Tentacle's blue. He's poison. I think he's stage 1. He's not that big, Tentacle. He's not water. They don't live in the sea? Okay, so it's definitely blue. They're blue and what other color? Because both of those are right. Unless it's, I mean, I guess more than likely. What the fuck is this? Where is this thing? Where does this thing live? Where does this thing fucking live?
Welcome back, everyone. We're about to dive into our
Who is this?
final. It's going to be the rematch between Nightmare and Crazy Raccoon. And
Who is this fucker?
To bring you the action than the people who
Could it be one of these?
So true.
I need
But they're
the
purple.
Americans to tell me what the state below Michigan is.
Could it be Nidorina?
The what of Michigan?
Oh my
State
god.
below Michigan.
Give me an ability.
Oh, the state
Inner
below,
focus.
Well, I
That
mean,
doesn't help
I
me at
think
all.
It depends. There's like multiple states. I would
Prevents
would
flinching.
be.
It's definitely a poison type
I don't
though.
think about it. It'd be like Illinois or
Exactly, I guess.
I feel like Illinois.
Reviews. Mwah, chef's kiss. No notes. We have
And they're
a few
blue
notes
and
that I wanna
something.
share
It's got
before we
a-
dive into all the action, and those notes are,
Who is this fucker?
3 letters though.
to drop some rewards.
In 3
All you have to
letters.
do is enter the championship,
Zubat?
Ohio.
Zubat?
Ohio or
Zubat? Poison flying?
bundle,
All right.
lifeguard bundle, or
Okay, well, it's shifted a little bit to the,
Yes.
a little bit to the left.
What if the Zubat was blue and purple?
exclamation.
Okay.
Is it a mark or a point? Where are we falling on this one?
Is this not Jinx?
Exclamation mark.
From
or
Arcane?
exclamation point? Because,
There we go.
because it's a question mark, not a question point.
Pokedex
So
sentence?
it should be a mark, but it's
With extremely tough muscles, it can keep swimming in the Pacific Ocean without resting.
Bob's cousin.
Is this a fucking fish?
well, I hope that would leave
Is this a
the
fucking
listeners with
fish?
more answers than questions. Alas, that is not the
I'm
case.
sorry.
Is this fucking like, is this a fish? That's the, why are they talking about the fish's muscles? I don't even know. Seal?
And if you missed the first time those two teams faced off against each other just how many days ago? What is
Watch
time?
the VOD.
You watched the VODs actually yesterday. I know that's a while ago, or it feels like a while ago.
Who is this
We're back
fucker?
again. So
Are they talking about a fish? Are they talking about a fish's muscles?
Quite frankly, it was not the Crazy
Why would they talk
Raccoon
about
history,
his muscles?
not the
Perhaps
team
this?
that has just been so dominant.
No, it says in the Pacific Ocean specifically, right?
I think they played as
Like,
good
it's
as
gotta be like
ever,
a fish.
They just like somehow managed to step it up a notch. What did they change?
I'm going for like
in
a
order
an
to come out
S.
on top? Like just completely ignoring the fact that Crazy
Give me like a
Raccoon
Sea
was
King.
Odd composition.
Who could this possibly be?
Ignore that for now.
Yeah, it's a state below Michigan starts with I. It must be Illinois, right?
Or maybe a Polyrath. He's got
Wait,
the,
if you said below Michigan,
I didn't. Why is he in the ocean?
No,
He's like a frog, but sure.
well, it'd be Indiana.
Why would a frog be in the ocean?
Pulse bombs, like success rate on the pulse bombs were absurd, and he was getting doubles. Like the efficiency there is definitely over 1 in terms of pulse bomb attaches to kills.
But I think a lot of this was also just the confidence from the entirety of the team. Of course, when you have a DPS that's
I&D,
it
alright.
does give you a lot more confidence to make some big plays. Like Kaffa was going in.
I don't know who the
against,
fuck
like,
this
a
is.
Backline player, or you even saw Admiral and Ultraviolet taking duels that they were winning, and that's what you get when you have DPS like Zera and Lethal.
Is this Bulbasaur?
constantly getting those
Or Ivysaur?
eliminations first.
Nice.
I don't think so.
After they won that match,
They don't. The outline doesn't look the same.
and that was really important.
Is it be Executor? No, that doesn't make any sense either.
And you saw that pop. That
Executor, however the fuck you say their name. Gives me a bird.
Even moments where he sang, I feel like was
Maybe
giving
Pidgey?
a lot of respect when they were going on some of those 1v1 duels. But that's also a situation that I can't imagine he sang will be kind of putting himself in this matchup.
I mean, we'll even take a look at where Crazy
Just
Raccoon
lame?
went at the end of the day yesterday. Shu was so pissed. Like, he had some of the best games that we have ever seen
Gengar.
from him. He
Okay.
was completely diffing by himself the opposition. And
Farfetch?
I think that you have to look
Who
at
is
that
this?
game yesterday where Crazy Raccoon finished and go,
Could it be Venusaur?
okay, yeah, like they slept on it. They're awake.
Okay, fuck it. Ivysaur.
Like, how rare is
What?
it when you can say, like,
Okay, I didn't think that looked like Ivysaur all for sure.
When you're shooting,
Very
when
rare.
you play on the Ana, go.
Yeah, I mean, Shu on the honor, that's just masterclass. Like,
It
that was
is,
a
yeah.
TED talk in moving pictures.
Shui's been playing the game since.
Oh,
its
shit, I'm
inception.
stumped.
I did pretty decent. I did pretty decent, honestly, all things considered.
Successful team. Like, this guy is just a beast. He actually used to flex to Widow like back in the day.
Who the fuck won Nightmare? Not Nightmare, unfortunately. Damn, we suck. What do you mean we suck? I won. I did it. Do game duel? You skipped it yesterday?
Was definitely a little bit of a fluke, I think.
Did I skip it?
I don't know. Can
I need to unfull screen this though.
Can Nightmare come back?
Yeah, I know I won.
Feel like,
Unfull
because
screen
like you
this.
said, Rose,
No.
they're probably pretty mad about that.
There we go.
We saw it in Shu.
Game
I
duel?
think we also saw it in Lip.
Here we go.
Lip was just getting
Game duel.
overclock kills and these big charged railgun shots.
Is this like
that
fucking
you weren't expecting?
Infamous?
Like, they're halfway across the map, and we're
Infamous
still
2?
seeing Lip be able to get those.
I mean, if I had to make a guess here,
Is this a Devil May Cry?
Their coaching staff must have given them quite a bit of a talking to. This is not an
This is, I mean, this has to be
exceptional
Devil May
for
Cry,
Crazy
right?
Raccoon, and also not for those individual
But who?
players. They
Which Devil May Cry is this?
ever had to claw their
Not
way
His Awakening.
back
Yes.
through the lower bracket from
Okay.
that far
Devil May
down. The
Cry.
upper bracket finals match, quickly
5.
made a,
Yes.
dipped their toes into a lower bracket.
God damn it. Which Devil May Cry is this? Devil May Cry.
Yeah, they were deep in there, and like, sure as heck. They're happy about that, and they want to make a statement out of this rematch.
2.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
And you can only
Oh!
is going to come from the rest overnight into today when they're already able to make such a strong pivot up against a once again. that
I've never
was
played Devil May Cry.
incredibly good earlier on, during Champions Clash.
I've never once played Devil May Cry, so I have no idea. I did not know anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000%.
Good job, thank you.
They're not
Thank
gonna
you.
let Zera get away with what he got away
Thank
with
you so
yesterday.
much.
They're
The
gonna
Devil
be
May
fine. I can imagine if there's going to be a Tracer duel,
The Devil Cries in that game? Wow. I can't believe it. Wordle?
Crazy Raccoon, they're obviously
I haven't done a word one.
Revenge. They're
That's how you spell
frothing in
Wordle, by the way.
their mouths, like, to get it. On
Wordle?
the other side, we did just see Nightmare walking off of
Play.
the stage after this loss. Danny
Alright, let's do
tried to
Devil.
find some words out of them. They looked
In honor of Devil May Cry.
shattered. Like, the
Holy shit.
spirits
Okay, wasn't
were
that?
not high. Like, this is a tough one to recover,
Tough?
especially if you consider that these are younger players. Like, this is not.
Okay, there's a
like,
T and an
they work
H.
with that much support. We touched on that already.
What about hot? No, there's no.
Previously. What can you do as a
What
player that's
about hot?
I think
What
the
about
result is even more heartbreaking though because
What
we
about-
saw those moments, especially on the first map of that
About,
series, where it looked like Nightmare could have won.
Heisenberg? No.
They really could have. I think it comes
What about
down to,
Hee?
like, individual moments where they
What
can't
about
follow up on
Heap?
kills, or Zera's getting picked off first, and that
What about
is
Heaps?
uncharacteristic. And I think you're right, Zoe. Like
That wouldn't work, actually, would it?
Okay, well, we got that.
Well, that's gonna help, actually. Let's go for it.
We got
So there
that.
is an H at the end. I already knew that. I just wanted to see if there was like a double H potentially. Probably not. So there's a T, an H, an A, and a P.
To see how that was affecting them throughout the rest of the series.
I think they need a complete reset here because, quite frankly, we
Pizza.
said already, Nightmare playing with house money here.
Feet.
By, like,
That's not how you spell
in
feet.
every single scenario, this entire season,
Also, the H is
growing
still
up
at the
as
end.
any team, Crazy
Um,
Raccoon or Falcons, you expect to be outclassed.
what could this be?
So you have to come in and have fun. Gotta play your game, gotta play to your strength, not think too much about like
Aight?
the opponent.
There's an H at the end. And there's an A, a P.
Have fun, like have fun with it. Like you have to throw something into the works here.
I think that you're talking about the fact that these are younger players on the side of Nightmare. and
What?
how
Who?
that
What ends in an
experiment
H and has a
factors into the
P,
fact
a
that
T, and
it
an
might be a little more
A?
difficult for them to bounce back. I want to give them the silver lining of that young Zoomer energy. Okay, the young Zoomer energy.
A P, a T, and an A, and ends in an H.
Energy now. I'm talking about we're stretched.
I'm talking about the mental game, though, just to be able to inject that kind of.
Because like to me, it seems like there'd be the.
After that,
Is there
loss,
is Apeth a word? No.
I can confidently say that
Apoth?
this is the first time in 21 years of hosting this.
Apoth is a player.
That was the silver lining. It's the Zoomer energy. Can bring that one to the. Hey, you know what? If it works, you coined it.
There are vibes. Get those vibes high.
There's also still a T, unfortunately.
Get in there, but what's the press?
There's still a T in
This is
this.
the previous map set here.
What in the fuck?
As well. What stood out to you guys?
Well, first of all, outside of the C9 on New Queens.
No.
Okay, we're looking at the maps. We're not looking at the what happened. We're not looking at what happened.
Yeah, but I think it
P
says something that Crazy Raccoon even
A
for a hazard ban on New Queen Street.
Oh my god, it's so easy.
Saw Nightmare take it. This is a comfort hero for Cuffa, but he was still able
As
to
of course.
on
I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. I should know Patch. I'm a gamer.
Just gonna play Wrecking Ball.
No, you have to. You had a Farah.
Yeah, when they started that series.
I'm a gamer. I know patching. I'm a gamer.
Gonna play some sort of dive tank. Do we ban the ball?
PETA. The horses here. PETA.
It doesn't really matter. I think maybe pivoting towards DPS ban.
Yeah, I think you want to take that head-to-head with
Okay.
Winston up against Nubin, right? And then there's also the fact that they did a really good job at targeting the backline, and that's I think why we. Saw
They haven't
them
started
so
yet.
pissed
I still have time.
in that lower bracket,
I still have time. I can do another doll. Mini.
I'm alive.
Oh man, I mean,
I gotta do the
What did
mini.
you learn from Anime Gamer Girl?
no matter what picks and bans we're gonna see coming
Is that
out,
an account?
no matter what maps
Here we
we're
go.
gonna see, literally all
Speaking
the
confidently, but it's honestly,
single team going up against
it could be
each other
lies,
was
but I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Crazy Raccoon, historically, they
Traditional
only lose-
dance at a Jewish wedding.
There's no one else they lose to. I mean, you look at the international
I don't know.
coming in from last year.
Scram.
Oh, what a surprise.
I'm pretty
Hey,
sure
you
the
kids,
models in
scram,
Marvel
run,
are literally released.
run away.
Unless I've been lied to, I literally saw
Could it be Hey You? Maybe Hey You. They have to do that
someone
sometimes.
upload. I don't know if it was internally leaked
Hey,
or
electric
they
car with a
actually
creatively spelled
released
name.
themselves.
Is this Ionic?
They literally dropped the models from in-game.
Hoops Legend with size 22 shoes. Shaq.
All throughout last year,
And then 6 down, let's make sure. Army Soldiers. Army Soldiers for short. His? That doesn't seem right.
Very soon we're heading into a small break, and afterwards we should be back with our lower bracket.
Can you to go? I mean, this is Kenya. Okay, so this is probably Kenya, probably. So something's wrong here. So this is wrong. So a lot of this is wrong. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this. I think this is right, though. Okay, 2 down. Score that's nowhere near Mincer-worthy. Don't know. Baghdad's country, Iraq. Loading area for trucks. Is that a dock? A port? I would call it like a port. When I work at Staples, they say go to the loading port or the dock. I'm unsure. And 7 is something. And Is it ooh and ah? Goon something? Oh wait, is Majesty's perhaps? If this is Army soldiers, cadets, privates, HHS, His Majesty's Service or something, HMS? Fuck, I don't know. Luna? Uh-oh, I think I'm bogged. Speaking confidently but dishonestly. That is to I don't know, to lie, to subvert, to something. I also don't know what the traditional dance to do with weddings. I might be cooked. I might be cooked here. Gentlemen, ladies. What is is it not Ionic?
Welcome back one and all. Zoe here, joined by Ash and Jack.
I don't know cars either. I don't know cars, so this is an issue. Army, I feel like I should know Army soldiers. Army soldiers for short? Is it HMS? Like Her Majesty's Service or something? But I just don't think that's right. privates, cadets, lieutenants, troops.
Came out on top. Of course, the big question is, can they do it again?
Zoomer energy. That's the
Dude, I'm cooked.
Zoomer energy game.
Ash is never getting away from this.
It's too late.
Ash's legacy on
Imagine if they do it, though. Imagine if she's gonna look like a genius.
True.
Well, let's see.
Wait, what if it's not Kenya?
Let's send it back to
What if it's Libya? Does this help me? Does this help me in any way? Is this not lying?
All right, you ready, Connor? You ready to get in?
Ah, shit. I might have to give up. I don't know. Oh, GIs! GIs?
You're still gaming?
Scram. Wait, is this not... Wait, is Ionic spelled like this? Ionic? That can't be right.
Zoomer energy to win this series.
Gobsmacked? I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Just reveal it. I'm cooked. Just reveal it. Reveal the puzzle. I'm cooked. I have to go. Glib. Wait, that's what glib means? Go away? Wait, Ionic was right. Ghana. Oh, God. Okay, I would never gotten Aura. I never would have gotten Aura. Loic, I would have never gotten. Never would have gotten Loic. It's low IQ. Oh my fucking god. I just said Loic on low IQ. You know what? Let's just get away from this page. Let's get away from this page. Let's get away from this page. Let's just get away from this page. I'm actually not going to look at chat either. I'm just going to get away from it. Oh, fuck.
It's an incredible opportunity here today for both of these teams. You know, we've seen Nightmare. They have the vision, the strategic intelligence.
Generational disaster.
I just had a disaster in the New York Times Mini. Just had an actual disaster in the New York Times Mini.
Nice. And that's only the mini. That's only the small one.
Yeah, it was a true disaster class. It was a true disaster class.
A crazy raccoon that are coming with a vengeance. This is a scary prospect, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for Nightmare is that they've done it once before in the upper bracket, and that inspires confidence going up against Crazy Raccoon here in the lower bracket again. Now, Crazy Raccoon yesterday...
Yeah, Bay, I should have gotten Bay. GI shouldn't have taken me that long. I had Ionic right. I fucked up on the African geography.
You can't overanalyze that too much. That was
and I also... fuck. Dude, I got cooked. I got cooked.
Yesterday and build on that.